Ooh, what's good, family? Shout out to my coin general, John Wilson, for sending in them coins and boosting up your man the YB's poverty situation, no doubt. So we got some breaking news right now, and it's bad for Eddie down bad Hearn. Now, before we go into today's video, I do want to say another big shout out to Eddie down bad Hearn, who is the official February down bad TM mascot. Yeah, Eddie Hearn, I sent you a free tee and you rocked it well. Eddie said to me, listen, YB, yeah, I thank you for getting me home safe to my missus and my kids, and you know what I'm saying, it's the least I can do. Yeah, rock this tee for you. But listen, Eddie, whilst we all appreciate you rocking the YB's fire merch, link in the description, obviously, it can't take away from the current situation you find yourself in, because you are down bad, big bad you are down right now. Frank Warren, WBC, everyone getting off all over you. No word of a lie, I can't, it was a long time, for about 5 years, yeah, I kid you not, for about 5 years, I don't remember Eddie Hearn taking an L. But with that said, for the last probably 6 months or more, when was the last time Hearn caught a dub? Yeah, what do we know this week? I've been hearing one of the big plays Eddie Hearn allegedly had in his toolbox that he was banking on, and part of the reason he lost this bid was because, guess what? He was intending on winning. He was intending on DAZN buying BT, because BT was one of the people, yeah, who put up the big bid. Yeah, BT were one of the people who backed Frank Warren's $42 million bid. So I'm hearing Eddie Hearn for, okay, well, there's no big deal if I lose this, because DAZN's gonna end up buying BT, and by default, I'm gonna end up in the mix, in the thick of it. Oops. What do we know this week? 2-2s. Eddie Hearn's big play flops. DAZN decides they haven't got the coin to buy DAZN. Damn, it's bad, but it doesn't end there. More specifically and more personally to Hearn, what do we know? Let me set the background here. Well, way back when, or 2 weeks ago, Eddie Hearn was out here, we're going to win the purse bid. We're going to go to bat for Dylan. Yeah, we're going to do this for Dylan, the Shilly and Shite. We're going to go in there and do this, do that, do this, all this other kind of stuff. 2-2s. He gets slain at the bid, and he goes missing. Yeah, I did a video on it. I reported on the news that his family were wondering for his safety and whatever else. But luckily, like I said, we got him home. But unfortunately, it seems to be, I'm just praying Eddie Hearn finds this news and is in a better place than he was last week, because I don't want you to go missing again, Eddie. Please don't go missing. So anyway, I know I've rambled on, but let me get to the breaking news. So this is a leaked statement from the WBC. They said the following. WBC Boxing has received the 10%. No, this is bad. It's bad for Hearn, man. It's super duper bad. I'll swear down, it's bad. Yeah, I guarantee you, this was one of the, if you actually read between the lines, this was one of the last things Eddie Hearn was clinging to for his sanity. Do you understand? This is one of the last things Eddie Hearn was clinging on to make himself feel safe. He's lost the BT DAZN bid. That's gone. He's lost the Fury versus Whyte purse bid. All his bids have been lost. This was the last little thing he was preying on. Yeah? WBC Boxing has received the 10% deposit as per our rules for the record-breaking purse bid at 41 million for Fury Whyte. Next step is site and date confirmation, and then sign contracts by both fighters. Oh man, so what does this mean? Well, if you've been listening to Hearn came out after going missing for about a week. Hearn finally came out in a Mashoy Joy Phelps interview, and I think he's done a few interviews in the last few days anyway. But to be honest, that's not even really true. Eddie Hearn's essentially still missing. The only actual reason Eddie Hearn did come out in public, people think, he wasn't missing. And Eddie Hearn himself said, I wasn't missing. I was just had nothing to say. No, Eddie, you was missing. Yeah, because, like I said, the only reason you actually came out wasn't because you came out to speak. It was because you had to promote Taylor versus Serrano. I'm hearing Eddie was actually, if it wasn't because it was a SJW event, I'm hearing Eddie actually was trying to send Frank there. What's the guy's name? Is it Frank? You know, his underling. I'm hearing Eddie was he so badly didn't want to be caught outside slipping by the interviewers. He was talking about sending Frank in instead to cover Taylor versus Serrano, but because obviously it's an event that needs promotion, that event ain't gonna sell without big promotion. So Eddie had to go there. Do you understand? You tell me what you think. Do you think it's a coincidence that Eddie Hearn lost the purse bid on Friday and we didn't end up hearing from him until Thursday? And that was only because of Taylor versus Serrano. That wasn't because, oh well, I better do an interview. That was because he got caught slipping by the press. And like I said, I was hearing he was trying to make arrangements not to be there. But because it was Taylor versus Serrano, SJW Classic, he had to be there. 100%. Anyway, listen, and to be honest, if you actually watch the Matchroom and the DAZN coverage, watch all the Matchroom and watch all of the DAZN interviews. What do you know? What did you man notice about them ones? 100%. What did you man notice about all the Matchroom and all the DAZN interviews from the Taylor vs Serrano fight? Oops, there wasn't one question in there about Fury and Whyte. Now, obviously, Matchroom fans will say, "Oh no, that's because it was Taylor vs Serrano." I don't care what it is. Eddie Hearn's renowned for always promoting all of his upcoming fights and all of the upcoming news at any given press conference. Do you understand? At any given press conference, you'll hear Eddie Hearn talk about 10 different events. But then wait there a minute, Taylor vs Serrano, on all of his official channels, i.e. all the channels he directly controls, there wasn't one question about Fury and Whyte. Because I remember watching it thinking, oh, look, there's a Eddie Hearn DAZN interview, Eddie Hearn Matchroom interview. And there wasn't one mention of it. And they came out about 12 hours, 15 hours before the Michelle Joy Phelps one. So I thought, oh, surely Eddie going to talk about it. Oops, he didn't say nothing. Yeah, and that's how you know that he's not being genuine here. But anyway, putting that to one side, it's a fact that Eddie Hearn was avoiding the press. And he went missing, bottom line. But again, I'm glad this guy's home. Yeah, but either way, when he did finally break his silence, when he was finally found and caught slipping by Michelle the Fire Phelps, yeah, what did he say in the interview? He said, oh well, I'm not bothered about not losing it, and to be honest, yeah, again, what's the actual interview? One of the key things Eddie Hearn, after having lost the bid he said he was going to win, he's now moved the goalpost. And the new goalpost had become, oh, it doesn't matter if I've won, because I'm not even sure Frank Warren's got the money to pay. Yeah? Oh, I'm not sure he can pay it, and we haven't got the deposit, we haven't got the contract, and I won't be too sure, has Frank got the money? That's what Eddie Hearn was banking on. Again, he went from winning the purse bid to DAZN buying BT to, oh, don't worry, it's not going to happen because Frank can't pay. And if you watch, and the thing about Eddie is, when Eddie has a narrative, you can always tell because he'll say the same thing in different interviews. That's how you know that's how you know Eddie Hearn is banking on something. And all the interviews he's done talking about this thing, the new narrative has been, oh, but we haven't got the deposit. Yeah, but the deposit. Yeah, but it's not long now, and 10 days is up. All that kind of stuff. Oops. It's bad. It's bad. That's what I can say. And what gets me the most here is you funny style cats who tell me, oh, YB, why isn't it about the boxing? Well, wait a minute. When I was roasting Fish Eyes Warren for all them years that he was taking L's, you man loved it. You man would sit there, bend your knees, and just stroke away. Oh, YB, mate. Oh, YB. You love it more. Come on, YB. Yeah? So just what you need to do is sit back and understand. Not only all of you man, should be your own people. You shouldn't be attaching your own egos to other next man you don't even know. Eddie Hearn don't even know you. Eddie Hearn thinks you man are a joke, truth be known. Yeah, that's a fact. But yet you man, oh, but YB, Eddie Hearn's my favourite 6'5" silver spoon cat. Oh, you know what I mean? You man is zesty is what you is. How about that? Oops. Yeah, but listen, like I was saying, watch all of his interviews. Oh, Frank Warren ain't got the coins. Oh, yeah, but and the way he does it in a way that's very condescending. Now, I'm the first one to say, financially speaking, has Frank Warren been a bit sceptical in the past? Yeah, absolutely. But what we know is, oops, that's what we know now is, sceptical, not sceptical. The WBC has come out and slapped Eddie Hearn. I feel bad for Eddie, I really do. And I can't even lie. Part of me thought, well, Well, no, I can't. In fact, no, I'm lying to you. But part of me wanted to think, oh, maybe Eddie's got a case here. But it just shows you, Eddie needs to be more genuine, I feel. And I've got more videos coming soon, but I've noticed a few lies have been developing from Eddie, and you can tell he's struggling psychologically. For example, he came out and said, oh, Anthony Johnston said that he can beat Usyk with no trainer. And AJ came out and said, oh, I didn't say that. It's like, Eddie, why are you making things up? I understand you're going through I understand you're not in a great place at the moment, and you're having to just literally make different hit piece newses up. Oh, to try and make out. Obviously, we know Eddie Hearn's stable has been going through it. Eddie Hearn's stable is essentially recovering from nuclear war. That's how down bad it is. It's down all the way bad. Yeah, 100%. Many would say, why be? There's no way Eddie Hearn gonna be seen dead in your t-shirt. Well, trust me, if you'd have been through the last 6 months that Eddie Hearn's been through, you'd be wearing down my t-shirt, 100%. You'd be down about this like Eddie, with Eddie. Yeah, and I'm just saying, what psychological position does a man have to be in to be making things up? Oh, well, you know, obviously, let me explain to you the thought process Eddie Hearn's going through when he made up the AJ quotes. He was thinking, damn man, I've just lost the biggest fight in the Britain of the last 30 years. My number one stardom, Anthony Johnston, he's useless in the ring. Let me put out some hit piece news to try and make out he's back on top again. Oh, AJ is so confident. The thing is as well, it all ties in because a minute or a few minutes before Eddie Hearn made them comments about AJ, yeah, before he made them up, he actually said, oh, Canelo Alvarez believes he can beat all the best heavyweights. So Eddie Hearn's thinking about true greatness in Alvarez, and the next step he's thinking, wait a minute, how can I transpose some of that greatness into my own stable? I know what I'll do. AJ, yeah, AJ's the same kind of, AJ's cut from the same kind of cloth. but again, it shows you how broken AJ is as well. Because guess what? If I was in AJ's camp here, guess what we'd have said? We'd have said, damn right, we'd smoke Canelo. I mean, we'll smoke Usyk with no trainer. But it shows you how soft AJ is. Oh, I never said that, Eddie. Oh, you down bad. AJ's so scared of Usyk, he doesn't want to tell him that he can beat him. But Eddie, don't tell Usyk I can beat him without a trainer, because I don't think I can. And actually, I want to make sure I can take photos with him. Eddie, why? I heard that AJ actually rang Eddie and said, Eddie, why have you said that for? Now Usyk won't want to take photos of me before the fight. Yeah, you're messing up my selfie game. You're messing up my zesty selfie game. What's wrong with you, Eddie? Yeah, I got me and Usyk have got a whole bunch of photos to take before the rematch. What's wrong with you? Yeah, Eddie, why are you trying to ruin? Why are you trying to make my our great and strong bonded friendship? Why are you trying to rock the friendship between Usyk and Johnston, Eddie? But anyway, back to this. I want to give you, man, some more perspective. Because a lot of the life comes down to psychology, and I'm telling you, the psychological place Eddie Hearn finds himself in. So now you can kind of, it should make sense to you now why Eddie he down bad right now. Why he don't? How you know now he going through it? Because he was banking on this, extremely vulnerable at the time. Yeah, making quotes up just to try and build. You know what I mean? Trying to build some strength from somewhere. Oh well, maybe if I make up a quote from what AJ said, that will show that we're strong. Oops, oh yeah, it's not going to happen because no one ever like Eddie Hearn's base case. Again. I warned Eddie. I said, Eddie, stop your beak does too much. Yeah, your beak be doing too much. Beak. You love your beak. Yeah, but it gets you into trouble. Oh, yeah, Frank, the thing is, we haven't got... Eddie was giving it all the Oh, Frank, yeah, you know, he hasn't sent in the 4.1, and, you know, he hasn't got the... Has he got the coins? And we pay directly. We pay instantly. And I think people should play on the day. But, you know, the WBC didn't ask for deposit, and, it's been a few days now. That's what Eddie Hearn's base case was. Eddie Hearn never said, yep, Frank will get paid. The whole narrative was, don't be shocked. In fact, Eddie Hearn, I've got another video coming soon. Eddie Hearn himself said, I'm not sure this fight happens for a number of reasons. One of which, I'm not sure Frank Warren got the money. And that, I don't care what no one says. When you've watched the interviews, if you've got any level of, if you can read between the lines, you know that's what Eddie Hearn was getting at. Eddie Hearn was implying that Frank Warren can't afford it, can't pay, and that they were having money troubles. Oops. And I guarantee you where this is going next. Next year, first it was, they can't pay. Next it's going to be, and Eddie Hearn even set the scene. Even if they do pay, we haven't got a contract yet. We haven't been sent a contract. It's like, wait a minute, which is it? Can they not afford to pay, or have they not sent you a contract? But guess what? 2 twos. Tyson Fury's come out and said, you better sign the contract, you've been sent it. Oops. Yeah? So it makes sense to me that Frank Warren's paid the deposit on the same date, or around the same date, within the same 24 hours, they've sent the contract out. Yeah? And what makes me laugh is, Eddie Hearn, he's going through it so much, and I understand. I've been stressed. I've had anxiety and whatnot. And when you go through them kind of bouts of that, your brain's scrambled. You can't think straight, and that's where Eddie found himself at. Because if he wasn't fully, if his brain wasn't, if his blood wasn't full of cortisol, if he wasn't stressed out of his boots, yeah, he'd understand that, wait a minute, it doesn't make no sense that Team Fury wouldn't send us a contract. Eddie, have you forgot? Dillian the Chilean shite. He's the one who shit his pants and don't want to fight Fury. That's the fact. It's mad. Eddie Hearn's so stressed. He going through it so bad. He thinking and that's the thing. I think Eddie Hearn got used to being the A side and being the side who wants to fight. Because I've reported on it for a long time. Tyson Fury was the one who was evasive. That's a fact. Tyson Fury was evasive at signing contracts for big fights. I don't care what no one says. We saw it in the Deontay Wilder trilogy. We saw it in the AJ versus Fury Unification Undisputed. We saw it a whole bunch of times. Fury historically has been evasive. But guess what? 2022, in the last few months, it's the opposite that's happened. So I believe what's happened is Eddie Hearn, and we often see this in trauma. When people have trauma, they often, especially when they've lived relatively protective lifestyles. Eddie Hearn's silver spoon, yeah. So Eddie Hearn, what they do is, these people are very vulnerable, or when they find themselves in a vulnerable position in their lives, they kind of almost transport themselves back to a better time. So I believe Eddie Hearn, he's living where he's still got all the ace, where he's still holding all the cards. Do you remember? Because don't forget, Eddie Hearn always uses them kind of lines. Oh, Frank can't pay. Eddie, this ain't 2 years ago. Well, you was on top. You're the guy now who's getting your DAZN budget pulled. Oops. Yeah, you're the guy now who can't bid because your coins have been taken away. You're the guy now who's got a shot to bits Johnston. You're the guy now who's got Shilly and Shite who want to sit in court and play the victim. Tyson Fury, right now, he licking his chops. Yeah, and we know this because he sent an offer a month ago. Oops. So how does it make sense? Oh, I'm not sure Frank can pay. What, you mean you're not sure big ass ESPN and big ass BT can't pay for this little mash? I don't think so. And the worst thing is, again, we're talking about the biggest fight in Britain for 40 years. This was, of all the crap fights, yeah. Look at AJ versus Ruiz. Of all the crap fights Eddie Hearn has overpaid for, this was actually the one worth overpaying for. All the crap Alvarez fights he bought. Eddie Hearn paid $40 million for all of them Alvarez fights that were crap. To be honest, not one of them Alvarez fights, apart from maybe the Billy Ho Saunders fight, or maybe the Caleb Plant fight, really delivered value. And Eddie Hearn was paying $40 million for them. Whereas you could have paid $40 million for this fight, and this is a genuine blockbuster. You get Tyson Fury, who's got a relatively big USA audience, and you get Shilly and Shite, who's a good all-rounder. You're jack of all trades. You can't tell me that's not more marketable than AJ versus Bummies. Yeah, Andy Bummies. You can't tell me that's less marketable than Alvarez versus, who was he fighting? Some next Turkish Don. And he got paid $30 million for that. That's bad business. Yeah? So, all this talk about, Frank can't pay. Frank can pay for the biggest fight in Britain for 30 years. And that's the first thing. But like I said, the bottom line, even if they can't pay, guess what they can do? Let me tell you what they can do. Oh, well, they're not going to send a contract. Or we're not even sure they're going to send a contract. Listen, Tyson Fury told you this contract's sent. And like I said, Eddie, where's your mind at? Because this ain't how it used to be. Yeah? Fury want you bad. You understand? He sent you. He the ones for all these years. Yeah, I've been critical of Tyson Fury. I've always said, Fury, why aren't you sending contracts out? Why aren't you sending offers? Oops. Yeah. A month ago, I said to Chilean, take 25% and be grateful, and chew his arm off for 25%. Maybe you can squeeze it to 30%. If you, because they were a month ago, Bob Arum and Tyson Fury, were literally saying, please, Chilean, sit down with us. Let's get this deal done. And again, Eddie Hearn and Dillian, low IQ, bum-ass managerial silver spoon dons, couldn't read the room. When someone's desperate, you're supposed to use that. Yeah? You don't wait until you've killed the vibe. If someone's begging you to come to the table, you use that. We know Tyson Fury was allegedly desperate to fight. And that was backed up in the fact he was making offers. I go based on actions. When someone tells me they're desperate to fight, so for example, a long time, Tyson Fury himself would say, oh, I'm desperate to fight, but then he wouldn't be sending no offers out, so it didn't make no sense. But recently, Tyson Fury said he's desperate to fight, he wants to fight before March, and guess what? He was sending offers, he was Tyson Fury was that thirsty to fight Dillian. He was increasing offers. Facts. Yeah? We know the WBC amount was 20%, and Tyson Fury said we'll pay you 25 just to get in your knickers ASAP. But dopey ass Silver Spoon and dopey ass Chilean, just bungled it, and now look at you, guaranteed I think 17%. Wow, you went from legitimately 27-28% to 17%. And we know how much you love coins. So you've literally, no whatever like, Dillian Whyte has categorically lost himself $4 million of guaranteed cash because he thought he was too smart for himself, for his own good. And because he bungled his negotiation leverage. You haven't got no leverage now because the WBC's already acted. You could have locked in at 27% and been laughing all the way to the bank right now. But you overplayed your hand and you're dopey looking now. So don't tell me that, oh, we're not sure. And again, I understand Eddie. I understand where Eddie's coming from. Because in the past, Eddie's right. Tyson Fury, Eddie Hearn, oh, we're not sure he even wants to fight. Well, that was true in the past. Yeah. For example, again, I go based on actions. And when AJ was the one having to chase Fury down last year, and Fury was saying, oh, well, it's C19, and I'm not even training. I covered the whole saga. For 6 months, Team AJ chased Fury down. There's no doubt about it. And Fury played a whole bunch of games. And throughout that period, I said, why is Tyson Fury playing his games for? Same as with Deontay Wilder. It made no sense for Fury to play games with Wilder. Just go knock the bum out. Go and knock out the big skeleton. You know what I'm saying? The big skeleton basketball player. Go and fill him in. Why are you playing games for? Crack on. But for whatever reason, Fury's finally seen the light, and that's what he's doing. And anyone who says any different is a liar. You're lying to yourself. What may have happened in the past ain't happening now, because Fury's shaking and moving. Yeah, the offers have been sent, and he want your mans badly. So don't tell me this fight ain't gonna happen. And the worst thing is, again, it's all changed. Because what do we know? Your team, Eddie, are now the ones not making no moves. Look at AJ. AJ's fought 4 months ago, and nothing's been locked in for Usyk. Oops. Yeah, your man's the one delaying. Your man's the one trying to beg for step aside. Same as Chilean, another guy. Chilean is supposed to be the can man. Eddie, he had an offer a month ago. Why didn't you lock it in then, Mr. Can Man? Oops, because you're playing around trying to play games and buy time. So unfortunately, I understand that because of your injury. Because of the psychological injury you've taken over the last few months, of the L's you've been stacking up, I understand that your mind has transported to a safer and calmer time where you were on top and all your fighters are making the right calls. But as of now, you're delusional. You're delusional if you think Tyson Fury don't want this fight. He's desperate for this fight. That's what the actions and facts say. And in fact, conversely, your man is now... your man's the one in court trying not to fight. Your man's the one being silent on social media. And I find it amazing that for all them years, Dillian was renowned for being one of the biggest big mouths. And the embarrassing thing is, people like Sporting Shillicons and whoever else, Dillian Whyte's second wife, Sporting Shitecons, yeah? Dillian Whyte's second wife, Sporting Shitecons, they all wheel out, the can man, they all hype up Dillian, but now they eat on the same breath. Then, it's good he's being silent. I don't get that myself. For years, you man told me, Dillian this, Dillian that, hyping him up. But now, it's actually smart business to be quiet. Well, if it was smart business to be quiet, why didn't you tell him that for the last 3 years and for all of them bum fights he was hyping up? Yeah? When Dillian was hyping up the Dave Allen British blockbuster, the biggest fight in the last 20 years, Whyte versus Allen, why didn't you tell him to be quiet then? Why didn't you tell him, Dillian, it's best to be quiet because it's good business? Oops. Oh, when you was selling bum pay-per-views, I love Dillian, he the best. I love what he says. What? Be consistent, that's all I'm asking for. If you hype your man up, make sure you stay consistent. Don't be telling him, be quiet now. What? Yeah? So anyway, Eddie, unfortunately, the only one not taking this fight is you're going to be your man's Chilean. That's the facts. And Fury want your man badly. Yeah? And stop... Just be honest here, Eddie. Stop moving the goalpost. And I get it. I understand what you're doing. You've put your mind back to a safer place. And also, what you were seeing here is... This is actually... Remember, things have literally done a 180 spin here. Because do you remember, back in the day, Frank Warren would be the one hating. Frank Warren would be the one saying, you know what I'm saying? He'd be critical of Eddie Hearn. Even though it was clear Eddie Hearn was dominating, Frank would always be trying to stick the nail in. But have you noticed how it's changed now? Now all of a sudden, Eddie Hearn's the one doing that. I'm not sure he'll even want to fight. I'm not sure they even got the money. It's coming from before Eddie Hearn would almost take the moral high ground. I'm winning, and I don't need to talk down on the bums below me. I'm the king. Now though, he down bad, and he's firing shots and hoping. For years, Frank Warren was hoping Eddie Hearn would slip up. Now so much you don't really see Frank Warren even entertaining it. Frank Warren even said, I'm not even going to entertain that question. That's what happens when you're on top. You don't have to. Now, right now, Eddie Hearn, that's all he's got. All Eddie Hearn's got left is these little cheap, he don't want to fight. It's the facts. He hasn't got nothing else left, has he? He hasn't got a blockbuster fighter. Facts. He hasn't got the biggest fight in Britain for the last 30 years. All he's got is hopes and prayers that maybe, if Fury that's what I understand what Eddie Hearn's doing. He needs this. He needs Fury to pull out, because Fury pulling out, that would certainly be a big W for Hearn right now. He needs that. Hearn is out. I'm hearing Hearn's contacting a whole bunch of Juju Dons. Yeah, a whole bunch of Nigerian Juju Donnies have been flown in to the Matchroom headquarters, and they're cooking up some mean spells. Yeah, they need this now, and it's true. You are right, Eddie. You do need this. You need Fury to pull out and flop, because that would then, it wouldn't change the facts. It wouldn't change the facts that your man Johnson shot to bits. It wouldn't change the facts that Chilean Shite's useless. But it'd definitely give you a bit of a leg up to say, see, look, I told you so. You need, right now, Eddie Hearn needs, he needs and I told you so. Because he can't deliver in the ring. Before, when AJ was dominating, you had that in the bag. Well, we're the A side. We're on top. You ain't got that no more. Your man's getting filled in by middleweights. All you have now is narrative. All you have now is to say things like, we got filled in by the middleweight, but look, Tyson Fury doesn't want to fight him either. That's all you've got. Just waffle. You ain't got no substance. You could have some substance. If you advised Dillian properly, you could be saying, listen, we're the ones who are pressing Fury. We're the ones who want Fury. But you bungled that. You didn't take the YB's advice, and now you're just looking super sad all over. Your whole stable looking sad right now. There's not one general in your whole stable. You got Conor Benn, ducking Avenise, and that's another W. That's what I'm saying. Eddie Hearn's stable is literally getting pressed by Frank Warren. Frank Warren's stable is all over Eddie Hearn's stable like a rash right now. And that's just what it is. Yeah, you got Conor Benn ducking Avenesian, trying to fight someone's uncle somewhere. You know what I'm saying? What's that? Conor, what are you calling out uncles for? Yeah? Well, go in there with Avenesian. Because the way you was talking to your missus, you sound like you're a bad man. You sound like you're bad and you want some of Avanesian. Yeah? Why don't you give Avanesian some of the attitude you were giving your missus? Oops. Oh, you don't want to do it because you're not. That's the problem with most of these men, yeah? Most of these men who are hard with women, when it comes to a man, oh, you're nervous and talk. Wait a minute, I'm confused. Conor Ben, I'm confused. I'm confused because when you're being rude to your missus, you had all that nice energy I'd love to see in front of Avanesian. But then, when it comes to Avanesian, all of a sudden, you and your team are saying, well, you know, I'm not going to give Frank Warren any business, and what? I thought you were just bad, that's what I thought it was. I thought you were just rude, and, you know what I'm saying? I thought you were just grimy, yeah? You're a scary ass, that's what you is. You're a little boy scary ass, that's the facts. Conor Ben shook, and Eddie Hearn knows it. Eddie Hearn's got him wrapped up in a nice bungle of cotton wool because he knows Avanesian will press him. And I'll give people full credit. Same as Chile and Shite. If Chile and Shite ices Fury, I'll give him full credit. If Conor Ben ices Avanesian, give him max credit. But these guys, they don't want to do it. They want to just waffle. They want to fight old bums on pay-per-view and waffle. Yeah, Eddie Hearn, you've been past another L. You gassed the place up about they ain't going to pay, they ain't going to do this, and they've paid. Now what's the next narrative? Oops. It's bad. It looked desperate as well. There's an old saying, oh, how the mighty have fallen. Eddie Hearn used to be the king on top of the hill looking down at all the paupers. Now, oh, it's just, I don't know, man. I just feel guilty for Eddie. I really do. He going through it right now. So what we need to do is hashtag pray for Eddie Hearn. Yeah, Eddie Hearn's a good man. He rocked the YB's merch. He didn't have to listen. Eddie Hearn didn't have to do that, did he? Yeah, Eddie Hearn didn't have to put on the YB's merch and rock it peacefully. He got that fire down bad merch on. So I salute Eddie Hearn. He a good man, no doubt. But good man or not, you're losing right now, 100%. You're losing right now, and you can't catch it up. Yeah, I spoke to Ed. Eddie said, YB, when is this rain gonna let up? It just keeps raining. It's never been so dark for Eddie in his life. And I've got another video coming soon. Eddie Hearn said, all of a sudden, yeah, like a few months ago, Eddie Hearn was saying, yeah, I've got loads of years left. And then 2-2s in the last few days. Eddie Hearn saying, yeah, I'm not gonna be doing this game for long, and I've got a few more years left, and I'm out of it. It's bad. It's not funny, but it's bad for Hearn right now. We need to pray for Hearn. Seriously, we need to all get together and pray for Hearn because listen. Eddie Hearn, the definition of going through it right now. I don't care what no one says. There's no doubt about it. He going all the way through it. Pray for Hearn. Hashtag.